Think Roblox is just about kid simulators and colorful avatars? Think again. Today we're taking a look at Forsaken, one of the darkest and most hardcore asymmetrical horror games on the platform. Here, survival is an art, and everything is ruled by 7 unique killers. Some of them come from classic horror games, while others are true legends and nightmares from the old days of Roblox. In this video, we'll break down the mechanics, skills, and the creepiest facts about each maniac. Let's go! Let's start with a classic. Slasher is the only free killer available right from the start. Originally, it was Jason Voorhees, but due to copyright issues, the developers changed his appearance while keeping the essence of the character. According to the game's lore, he is a super soldier brought back to life by scientists and controlled by the cursed Necroloxicon. He believes the book's voice is that of his mother. Slash, basic attack, a swift machete strike, applies the bleeding status effect, dealing damage over time. Striking a wounded target again intensifies the effect. Behead, a forward lunge, deals massive damage and applies the helpless status, preventing survivors from using their abilities. Gashing Wound, a frenzied combo of machete strikes, chainsaw swings, and a kick. During the animation, the slasher is completely immune to stun. Raging Pace, ultimate, the maniac's eye glows red. He can see the nearest survivor through walls, gains immunity to status effects, and makes massive leaps when attacking.
Here you are!
Next up is C00LKIDD. He costs 900 player points. He excels at close combat and quick strike tactics. He doesn't have a built-in aura radar like other assassins, but his guns and bots more than make up for it. According to the game's lore, he's a 10-year-old kid who stole a hacking panel from his foster father and took Roblox down. An entity named Ghost brainwashed him, so Cool Kid is genuinely convinced that he isn't brutally slaughtering Serbs, but simply playing tag with them. However, by the end of his progression, he realizes the truth, goes insane, and starts thinking of himself as a god. Punch, basic attack, a quick left hook, deals 27 damage. It has a short range, only 5 tiles, but the swing is almost instantaneous. Cooldown is 2 seconds. Corrupt Nature, block through walls, launches a flying gray block that passes through any walls. Upon impact, it deals 15 damage, slows the target, and burns their aura for 10 seconds. Perfect for scouting rooms. Walk Speed Override, Fiery Dash, that very button from the cheat panel. Cool Kid freezes for half a second, then dashes forward at 90 speed. When ramming a survivor, he strikes with a fiery sword, dealing 47 damage including the burn effect, and causes a wild knockback. Pizza Delivery, exploding bots. Summons 2 pizza delivery robots. They automatically target the nearest survivor, explode on contact, set them on fire, and highlight their aura for a full 15 seconds. If the survivor is far away, the bots automatically speed up. Survivor's next nightmare is John Doe. He costs 1,000 points. He's the perfect attrition fighter. He sets traps, spawns walls of spikes, and maims survivors just by walking around the map. According to lore, John was an ordinary clerk at Roblox HQ and the husband of a survivor named Jane Doe. But on March 18th, his body was consumed by a dangerous parasite from old, broken game code. This digital infection froze his face in a sinister grin and erased all his memories. Now he is programmed to destroy all living things. The twist is that his love for his wife still lives within him, so the ghost deliberately covers Jane Doe's face with a black glitch square so the maniac won't recognize her and kill her without mercy. Natural Malevolence, Passive Trail. Wherever John goes, a 48-tile-long black trail of broken code trails behind him. If a survivor steps on it, they immediately take damage and lose health. Unstoppable, Anti-Stun. If John is stunned while activating a skill, the stun duration is reduced to 2 seconds. The maniac lets out a wild roar and gains a massive speed boost to quickly punish his attacker. Slash, basic attack, a claw strike. A quick swing with a good range of 7.5 studs and 28 points of pure damage. Corrupt Energy, Wall of Spikes. John slams his left hand into the ground and summons a wall of 27 sharp spikes for 14 seconds. If a survivor runs through it, they take damage and are severely slowed. A single survivor can line up in front of up to 4 spikes in a row, taking a total of 48 damage. Digital Footprint, Trap Traces. The Maniac stomps his foot, leaving up to 3 invisible shadow traps on the floor. When a survivor steps on one, the trap snaps shut. John gains a speed boost for 10 seconds. The survivor takes a slow and damage, and their auras highlight each other. 404, Error, Aura Radar. John's hand pulses, clearly highlighting the auras of all living survivors on the map for 6 seconds. The downside is that when he activates it, John slows down significantly and cannot run. Meet the game's ultimate trickster, Noli. He costs 1,100 points. He's the most cunning killer in Forsaken, who messes with survivors' minds using hallucinations, fake objects, and illusory clones. According to lore, Noli is an ancient showman and con artist who once stole his crown through deception, for which he was hated and banned by Roblox admins. His body and mind were rotting away, but the ghost offered him a deal. Now Noli willingly stages a massacre in Forsaken, considering it the main show of his life, and himself its biggest star. Hallucinations, Madness Stacks. Noli's abilities apply hallucination stacks to survivors, up to 3. The higher the stack, the more vividly Noli sees the victim's aura. At 1 stack, the survivor's timer resets. At 2 stacks, fake medkits and dispensers spawn on the map to distract players. At 3 stacks, an evil clone of Noli attacks the survivor. It deals no damage but reduces the health bar to 0, causing the player to panic. Prankster, Fake Generators. Fake generators will immediately spawn on the map in locations where real ones could have appeared but didn't. A survivor who fully repairs such a generator will not earn points, but will immediately reach the 3rd maximum stack of madness. Stab, Basic Attack. Noli strikes with a shadow tentacle, dealing 25 damage. Due to the animation, his hitbox appears slightly further away, so the actual attack range is a massive 8.5 studs. A successful hit removes all madness stacks from the survivor. Void Rush, Shadow Dash. The Maniac prepares for a second, then dashes forward at breakneck speed for 3.5 seconds. The first charge deals 10 damage and applies 2 stacks of madness. If the survivor already had level 2 madness or higher, Noli slams them into the ground with a swing, dealing massive damage, 43.5 or more. If he misses or crashes into a wall, the dash is interrupted. Nova, Gravity Bomb. Noli hurls his Void Star forward. Upon contact with a survivor or a wall, an explosion occurs that deals 15 damage and pulls all survivors toward the center of the blast, slowing them down. Observant, Teleport with a twist. Noli assumes a stance and, after a brief preparation, teleports to any selected generator on the map. The catch is that the moment he moves, all survivors on the map instantly gain stacks of insanity based on their distance from that generator. The farther away they are, the harder it hits their brains. After teleporting, Noli gains full immunity to stuns for a couple of seconds.
Ring around the rosy.
Ashes, ashes, they all out. You're no fun.
I see you.
And now let's move on to the most expensive basic minion, the 1x1x1x1. It costs 1,250 points and specializes in long-range combat, controlling distance, and summoning minions. That's right, it can resurrect the Cervies it kills. According to lore, this is a being from the 4th dimension, born of the pride and dark thoughts of Admin Shedletsky. Essentially, Shedletsky himself created this monster out of his own malice. 1x1x1x1 stole the legendary green sword, Venom Shank, which doesn't just kill, but permanently corrodes the victim's code. With its help, he assembled an army of zombies and went to war against his creator. Now, in the world of Forsaken, his sole goal is to destroy Shedletsky and anyone who stands in his way. Slash, Basic Attack. A strike with a poisoned sword. Deals 20 damage, but immediately applies 2 debuffs. poison, and glitch. As a result, the survivor is guaranteed to lose 28 HP. The range is excellent, 7.5 tiles. Mass Infection. 1x1 charges the attack and performs a powerful double sword swing, unleashing a sound wave at breakneck speed that can be heard across the entire map. From a distance, the wave deals 38 damage. At point-blank range, the survivor takes a massive 77 damage, including hard poison and the glitch. The aura of the hit player is highlighted for 12 seconds. Entanglement, blade grab. The maniac throws a sword forward. Upon impact, the target takes 10 damage, is afflicted with the helpless debuff, and is pulled tightly toward the killer. Unstable. One times one bursts his burning red eye, triggering his ultimate. For 8 seconds, he permanently highlights the auras of all living survivors on the map, turning their screens red while he gains a brief speed boost. Rejuvenate the Rotten, the key ability. After gaining a charge from a kill, the maniac stabs himself with his swords and resurrects the fallen survivor as a zombie right at the spot of death. Zombies have 25 HP, chase players on their own, and apply poison. You'll have to shell out a hefty sum, 1,666 points. He's a machine built for long, drawn-out hunts, growing stronger with every drop of blood spilled. In Forsaken, he has a stunning and tragic backstory. He was once an ordinary guest named Sixer, whom everyone avoided because of his creepy nickname. The only one who befriended him was Noob. They had fun together, but Sixer gradually went mad with insecurity, starting to inject himself with third-party cheat scripts for the sake of power. This led to a violent argument and a fight with Nub. In the end, Sixer ran away and fell into the clutches of the Ghost, who completely brainwashed him, mutilated his body, and convinced him that Nub was his greatest enemy. Now he is a pure-blooded demon thirsting for revenge. Hellforged Will and Fixation. Sixer is virtually unstoppable. Any stuns or debuffs applied to him last 25% shorter. Additionally, he gains up to a 25% speed boost when running toward wounded and highlighted survivors. Bloodhound, Blood Spheres. His attacks inflict the hemorrhage status on survivors. The survivor's health is covered in vines, and this portion of the health bar cannot be healed with a medkit until another player manually removes them. While on the run, these survivors leave blood orbs on the map. Sixer collects them, gaining blood up to 200, and resetting his skills by 3 seconds for each orb. Carving Slash, primary attack. A powerful claw swipe, dealing 20 damage. Its hitbox is much larger than that of other maniacs due to Sixer's immense height. Each successful hit grants him 10 blood points. Demonic Pursuit. Sixer crouches and makes a powerful leap forward. If he catches a survivor in midair or within the first few seconds of flight, he pins them to the ground and delivers 5 rapid strikes, 26 to 40 damage depending on the accumulated charge, then hurls the poor soul aside. Infernal Cry. The assassin lets out a terrifying roar. All survivors in front of him automatically turn to face Sixer, are blinded for 4 seconds, and their auras are highlighted for 12 seconds. Blood Hunt Ultimate. When Sixer collects the maximum 200 blood points, his radar is replaced by Blood Hunt. The map is plunged into darkness. Sixer can see absolutely everyone. His damage increases. Hell's Scream begins to deal true damage, and his stun resistance rises to a staggering 50%. A true nightmare come to life. And finally, the cherry on top, the most expensive maniac in Forsaken, Nosferatu. He costs a symbolic 1,922 points. He's the perfect blend of stealth and deadly mobility. He leaves no traces, flies across the map, and literally sucks the life out of survivors. According to lore, Nosferatu is an ancient vampire who defied his clan's hierarchy to slaughter ordinary Robloxers. The ghost appreciated his cruelty and, through a secret agent, offered him a contract promising an eternal feast of blood. Nas first appeared in the game as a cocky NPC merchant during Halloween, but now he has entered the arena as a full-fledged killer, and you shouldn't expect any mercy from him. Levitation, Silent Hunter. Nosferatu constantly hovers above the ground. He makes absolutely no sound when walking, which makes his ambush attacks incredibly dangerous. Bloodhook. The vampire throws a long chain, range up to 115 studs. At close range, up to 24 studs. He pulls the survivor toward him and immediately strikes with a kick, dealing 18 damage. From a distance, a reaction minigame, QTE, starts for both players. If the vampire wins, the survivor is pulled in and takes a massive 35 damage. Cataclysm Blood Trail, Nosferatu becomes completely invisible and makes a swift dash forward. After 2 seconds, he teleports back to his starting point and strikes the ground, causing a 10 damage explosion and leaving pools of blood. Survivors in these pools are slowed, take bleed damage, and are highlighted for 5 seconds. Hunter's Feast, Swarm of Bats, releases a sphere of bats, the trajectory of which can be changed once in flight. Upon impact, the target is blinded and highlighted for 10 seconds, while Nosferatu himself gains absolute invisibility and stealth for 10 seconds to sneak up from behind. Ascension Bat Form, the most spectacular skill. The vampire soars into the sky and transforms into a giant bat for 10 seconds. In this form, he cannot be stunned, and he can see the auras of absolutely every survivor on the map. From there, he can perform a dive attack. He dives straight down, latches onto his target, and flings them away, dealing 10 to 30 damage. The longer the dive, the harder the hit. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. All the best. See you in the next videos.